I got a Daisy feeling. I got a Daisy feeling. Yeah.
What's going on, guys? I am Andrew Flash Gordon, and I am here with my co-host, the amazing, the incredible, the outstanding Syntell.
Hey, what's going down, baby? What's cracking?
Not much, man. So we are here to do the official trailer reaction for Irul. I apologize if I mispronounced it. Let me know in the comments. But anyways, we are here. I love Fahadh Faasil. I saw him in Kambalanje Nights and also Pushpa, of course. I know, Syntell, you watched that as well. Phenomenal actor. Got such a screen presence. So I'm really looking forward to the trailer. But before we watch the trailer, if you don't mind, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and smash the like button so you can let YouTube know that you are enjoying what you are watching.
I always love that sound, the sound of a record.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുമ്പ് നടന്ന കൊലപാതകത്തെ അടിസ്ഥാനമാക്കിയത് താങ്കൾ ആ കൃതി എഴുതിയത്?
അതെ.
അയാൾ നടത്തിയ 6 കൊലകൾ.
6 അല്ല, 5 കൊലകൾ.
എൻവിനോ വെരിറ്റാസ്. 5 കൊലകൾ. അതിന്റെ പിന്നിലെ കാരണം
പക.
ആരോട്?
സ്ത്രീകളോട്.
അമ്മയാണ്. പക്ഷെ പകയ്ക്ക് പിന്നിലുള്ള കാരണം നിങ്ങളുടെ കൃതിയിൽ വ്യക്തമാണ്.
Oh, wow.
He came in like, hey, you ain't seen nothing. Oh.
Stop it! I need to fucking know what happened downstairs!
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Jeez.
Word? Huh.
Wow.
Well, goodness.
I've seen Taken, and I know that doesn't end well when you're hiding under the bed.
Never. And you know what I've always wondered? Where are they finding these beds at that have such a high floor clearance?
I
always
seriously.
wonder that.
Every time I go to the bed store, I'm like, where do they find these in the movies? I don't know where they exist. That's why they're...
I've heard of Tom sliding a shoebox under my bed, much less hiding an entire body. But, you know, we're getting off the topic. Yo, first glance. Yo, what's your first reaction to that, man?
It was definitely morbid. It was dark. It looked psychological. There was some interest. I mean, just from, again, just the little bits we're getting from the storyline, it really looks like it's compelling and interesting, just from a trailer at least goes. It got my curiosity up. I'm just, you know, again, I think the things that most attracted me, besides the fact that I'm such a big fan of the main actor, is the psychological aspects of it. I always find that, you know, to be the more enticing parts to these type of films. So, but what did you think of the trailer?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to this kind of stuff, tone is everything, and it sets the tone very early. It sets the tone with visually 2 things that really work with suspense, and just the creativity, everything from the hands on the clock ticking to the sounds that you hear to the color palette that's being used with all the darker tones. You know, rain always setting the tone too, because you know what, murder isn't really as enticing if it's bright and sunny outside. You know, dark and rainy.
True.
You gotta have all of that. So even without even knowing what the story is, I'm drawn to the world. You know, that's the thing about trailers. You have to catch somebody quick, and the best way to catch somebody is to catch somebody emotionally. So I was emotionally all in before people even started talking.
Yeah, and also the point you're making too about all these iconic images. I mean, you got the record player, you got the eye in the keyhole. I mean, there's some really meticulous and interesting shots that they chose to specifically make for this trailer, just to start getting you invested in what the storyline could be about, and again, the dark psychological aspects of this film. So I'm also really looking forward to, again, just talking about the psychological aspects, just the female character in it as well. Just like, at least from the trailer, in my mind, I really felt I don't know a whole lot about what's going on, but I feel the tension already just in the 1 minute and 45 seconds of what we got. Just like, oh my God, I really feel panic and tension for this character. Like, obviously we made the joke about, going under a bed is not the best way to survive. Obviously, I've never been in one of these type of situations. So obviously I can imagine in horror type of situations, your brain sometimes goes to the, I don't know what to do. I'm just panicking, trying to survive mode. But the thing I'm most looking forward to is, the psychological dark aspects of that got me from this trailer. Obviously, you got some really accomplishing actors in this film, which is always a good start way into your segment. And it looks like they're giving some really provocative, really good performances, at least from the trailer. They scared the heck out of me, but Fahadh Faasil always does that in his films because he's, again, such a damn good actor. He really encompasses these roles, at least in my mind, whenever I'm watching him. So, but yeah, and also too, like you said, you can't have sunny and bright, on things that have to do with murder. You got to have dark, gloomy, and rainy. So, totally agree with you when it comes to that.
I have to admit to everybody, I just cheated a little bit. I went on IMDb because I just wanted to, see who like some of the central characters are, and something really intriguing popped up, and that is there is only 5 members of the cast listed. Now I'm even more intrigued because when there's a lot of characters to kind of have to dig through, it's a lot of things I have to share, I have to split my time and attention to. When there's only 5 people, and there's probably only going to be I'm guessing maybe like 2 to 3 people on screen, it really forces me to really pay attention to just those few amount of characters, which means it's probably going to be very personal. So I'm looking forward to see if that theory holds true.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And just in an American film, that first example of a film where there's just limited amount of characters. I remember, again, I'm not the hugest fan of the film, but just really paying attention to the storyline and the characters is I Am Legend with Will Smith, where he's literally just interacting with a dog almost half the film, and then there's 2 other characters for the most part. But again, I agree with the point you're trying to make. And when there's not as many characters in the film, it's a lot easier, more focused, if you will, a lot easier, at least for the director and the writers, to just stay on these central characters and make it feel more personal. Obviously, it's even more impressive when you can do it with an ensemble cast, of course, of characters. But yeah, no, that's interesting that you mentioned there's only 5 characters. Obviously, we saw in the trailer, the second actor here is Subin Sahir, I believe is how you say his name. He was also in that film. He did a phenomenal job, both him and Fahadh Faasil. So obviously, they had a good working relationship in that film, which led over to here. So I always love seeing that, Syntell, in terms of when actors just have a nice working relationship in other films and like, hey, let's work together, a la, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, etc., Adam Sandler and all his friends, if you will.
Yeah.
But I'm just really looking forward to watching this film. There's a lot of dark, weary aspects to it that got me enticed and just intrigued at the prospect of what it could be. If anything, it looks intriguing.
Yeah, from the tone to the actors, and us spending that time. I'm now kind of looking forward to like an actor's tour de force. I'm going off a little bit off the reservation, but I used to be a practicing thespian back in the day. One of the things that really stuck with me regarding one of my coaches, he said, when you're sharing a scene with somebody, you have to think of it as kind of like a heavyweight fight. Obviously you want the art to be on point and to be true to the writer and director's vision. But as actors who feed and take off of each other, it's kind of like a competition, and it is like a heavyweight fight of who is going to bring the truest resolve, the most magical moments, and they go back and forth. So when you see those kind of moments when there's not a lot of people, that's why like scenes are so intense when it's just 1 and 2 people, because you just give and take and give and take. And so now I'm like, ooh, there's not a lot of cast in here. It's gonna be a bloodletting.
First of all, I just want to give Syntell a shout out. That might be the best definition and just explanation of a thespian actor that I've ever heard in my life. So thank you so much for that. No, seriously, that makes total sense. Actually, too, really quick story that's a little offbeat from this, but the great Alan Rickman, of course, Syntell, you know who Alan Rickman is. I'm sure most of you do. Hans Gruber in Die Hard and many other, Severus Snape in Harry Potter, many other amazing films. I always found one thing he did amazing when I heard in the behind the scenes, before he passed, of course, was he said whenever he was in a film, he would always learn the other lines for the other actors he's interacting with, so he could get an understanding of their characters and what their, the meaning behind what's the dialogue in them. I found that so fascinating and interesting, just in terms of what you were just saying, as in terms of thespian and all that. So there's just so many different ways you can approach this as an actor, and that's great explanation. I love that.
Hey, well, let's get to it.
Yeah, we are gonna get to it. But what did you guys think of the trailer? I know the movie's already been out, or the movie. You can let us know in the trailer in the comments here. We'd love to hear from you again. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and smash the like button if you so you can let YouTube know that you are enjoying what you are watching. I'm Andrew Flash Gordon, and this is.
Hey, it's your boy Syntell.
We'll see you guys next time.